Hi, I'm Edie Hand, founder of Women of True Grit. I like to tell stories about women that have been through hard things and they turn them into beautiful situations. Just like the metaphor of the pearl, it takes a speck of grit through irritations to form a beautiful pearl. And women do the same through life to become what they need to be. And coming up next is a lady that knows a lot about leadership. Her name is Leigh Dollar, and she is the mayor of Guntersville, Alabama. Take a listen.
When I was born, my dad was the mayor. I was always exposed to city government. My dad only served the one term, but my growing up years, he was city attorney. So I was always around it, I always heard it. Being an only child, I got drugged everywhere Mother and Daddy went. I've always been interested in leadership my entire life. I was never athletic, and so I always served in leadership roles. In high school, I knew I wanted to be the first female mayor of Guntersville. That was my goal in high school. And my husband and I started dating then, and he knew then I was running for mayor. When I was elected in 2012, I was the first female mayor of Guntersville. So it was really kind of a neat story that I had always wanted to do that. I grew up, in local politics, and here I am. I have always wanted to come back to Guntersville. I went to Alabama and got my accounting degree, but I always knew I wanted to come home because Guntersville's a special place. But I have always wanted to come back because I was taught also you give back to your community. You give back to the community that raised you. Probably one of the greatest successes I've had that I'm probably most proud of that's outside of a city project, our City Harbor project. That project has been a long time in the making. That land was city owned and had a lot of obstacles that we had to fix before we could actually go after a developer. It took a literal act of Congress to release a deed restriction. We are TVA up here, so there's a lot of moving parts with TVA. And we held out and we found a developer who is from Guntersville, graduated from Guntersville, came home. Now we have City Harbor. So from an economic development standpoint, City Harbor is truly one of the greatest things I think that has changed Guntersville. Truly one of the most difficult things. I just lost my mom in November, who was my #1 supporter. Being an only child, I was it. I was her world, and over the last year she had lung cancer, and so I was the one that took her to all her treatments, to all the doctor's appointments. I handled everything, and so that was a challenge, but my mother would never have wanted me to dwell on that. She would have wanted me to go on. She wanted me to live my life and to continue to do well. So my greatest struggle is she's not going to see the things I accomplish now. She'll see it from heaven, but I'd like for her to be right there beside me. To me, true grit is never giving up. You've got to stick with it. You can't let something get you down. You just have to persevere. It's perseverance is what true grit is. I'm Leigh Dollar, and I'm a woman of true grit.
For more inspiring stories like this, visit ediehand.com.